Episode 294. It's the calm before the storm, and everything's peaceful all across Eorzea. There's a primal sealed in a ball over Baelsar's wall, and while we're waiting for the ball to drop, maybe literally, there's time to patrol around Eorzea and make sure everything's safe on the home front. And yet there are no more alliance raids, no more normal raids, no more dungeons or warring triads, or even Hildebrand side quests to do. So it's at this point in time that Komoy decides she's going to use her time wisely, and try to craft a brand new weapon to take on whatever threats might come her way. At least that's my excuse for doing all the crafting and gathering class quests up to level 60, before we head into Stormblood. It's kind of a sensible excuse, I think. We can sort of craft weapons for a black mage as a carpenter, since black mages use staves and all that. We're not actually going to literally craft a weapon, since that's kind of like endgame stuff that I don't really want to get into. Even if we could do it for like a level 60 or 70 black mage or something, it'd still just be a pretty cheap staff that would be immediately replaced by gear we get later. But I'm just doing this so that I have a in-world excuse for why Komoy's doing all this stuff. This crafting/gathering stuff. So soon after the deaths of Pampalimo, and so soon before the upcoming war. Seems a little too peaceful, this crafting and gathering stuff. But if we have a reason for it, then all the better. So the first thing we're going to do, of the 4 classes we have, Alchemist, Carpenter, Botanist, and Miner. I guess we'll just go in the order that I unlocked these in, which I think was Alchemist first, then Carpenter, then Botanist, and Miner. Probably that order. And even though this is quote-unquote boring crafter-gatherer quest stuff, it's at least going to be new stuff for me, unlike all of the other quests that I've been doing for several dozen episodes now. At least I've never done the Alchemist and Carpenter quests beyond this point, and I guess I've done the Botanist and Miner ones up to like level 100 and all that. I wonder if this story continues with Severian's story, the whole potion that brings back the dead thing, because that would be another weird thing to do right after the death of a comrade, but I guess it would be appropriate. We're not here for that though, we're here for learning how to make a brand new staff or something. I guess an alchemist can help in creating a black mage's staff by, I don't know, concocting some magical potions or something that are a catalyst for a staff. It's all just made up nonsense, so it doesn't really matter. My favorite assistant, I have just a task for you. One of your alchemical prowess may scoff upon hearing it, but reserve your judgment. Only you, who has touched the pinnacle of our art, can accomplish it. The pinnacle of our art, even though we're only, well, at this point in the quest line, only up to level 50 or 60 or whatever, and there are 100 levels of Alchemist. It feels a little bit weird when we call ourselves the pinnacle of an alchemist only from the base game max level, but I guess it kind of makes sense. I must ask you to deliver a report to a friend. Dietrich can help you with some minutia. The who, the what, and the so on. Now go. Okay, we're delivering a report. We're just pretending we're here to learn some more techniques or something before we quote-unquote craft our weapon or whatever. So we foisted it upon you, I see. Here's a certificate of appraisement for Wiltwake. Did the Guildmaster not? No? Why do I ask? Well, Wiltwake is a member of the Adventurers Guild, and responsible for keeping the peace in Revenant's Toll. He recently asked Master Severian to analyze evidence left behind at some crime scene. I just handed you the results. I think the Guildmaster gave you the task because he could not be bothered. Excuse me. Because he trusts your skill as an alchemist. You shouldn't have any trouble fighting Wiltwig. He is a rather large fellow, and never goes anywhere without his assistant. Anything else to say? Dietrich, take it up with Dietrich. Okay, we did. It could be that this questline has nothing to do with Severian. Sometimes these quests just kind of abandon the original characters that you learn the art from. Well, I mean, eventually they do that entirely when they introduce the role quests, or whatever you call them. The plan is to get through all of these quests up to level 60 in one episode, like one episode per job. It shouldn't be too hard considering we're way over leveled and don't have to do any grinding or whatever, but the actual quests themselves might take some time. It could even take less than an hour, and in which case I'd have to like do some side questing just to kill time, I guess. But it'll be fine. Hello, in search of Wiltwig? Well, you found him. He's right here. I can't talk just now, miss. I'm waiting for a letter from the Alchemist Guild. Damn thing should have been here by now. An official-looking document, complete with a wax seal and a signature of Alchemist Guildmaster Severian in what appears to be blood, or perhaps simply red ink. You are Severian's assistant? How do you do, friend? I guess we don't exactly look like an alchemist, we're kind of wearing a barista's outfit. I'm Wiltwig, and this is my companion, Shanine. Shanine? It's probably Shanine. Now what does your guildmaster... Aha, just as I suspected, alchemy. It's a queer business, this string of disappearances. There's some crew on the loose, I tell you. It's funny, we're doing this right after doing the Hildebrand questline. It's like we're continuing our job as an inspector, or something. Is this gonna be like CSI? But that's all we can say. They've stolen from sealed coffers and snatched men from locked rooms. But how? Why? We don't even have a clue what they do with their victims. This is interesting. It's just like branching off from alchemy, but not exactly like helping alchemists. You're helping people as an alchemist. I like that. Though perhaps Severian has given us one. He's identified our evidence as an alchemical catalyst. Whoever our villains, they're using your arts, friend. So it's a bloody good thing you're here to help. There we go. Alchemical catalyst. That's what we're going to use for our fancy magical weapon that we're pretend crafting. And we're going to learn all about this by doing this questline. You're just the messenger, aren't you? Will he be coming later then? The consultant we asked for. No. There's a note from Severian. The woman I've sent is the guild's finest. She has earned my trust and admiration as an assistant, and I have no doubt she will be of the utmost help to you. Goodness me, a compliment from Master Severian is a compliment indeed. Yes, we are happy to have you as our consulting alchemist. Consulting inspector alchemist. Incredible. This case has just begun, and we will have need of your intellect soon. The game, Komoy, is very much afoot. Okay. I was happy to wear this glamour, but considering we just did the Hildebrand questline and I didn't really wear this, and Hildebrand isn't a wear for us to clash with or match too strongly with, maybe we can just wear the Hildebrand stuff for fun. No, wait, there. Okay, consulting inspector alchemist, I guess. For now. Komoy, good. I have a job for you. St. Cornac's find was robbed not a few bells past. The thieves took several Allegan artifacts, many recently excavated. The guard said one dropped this map of Mordona during his escape, but it's covered in odd symbols, a coded message perhaps, or a cipher. We must learn its secrets. The owner of the Drowning Wrench in Limsa can help. Have you heard of Badarin? Boy, have we. He's the realm's foremost expert on ciphers. Really? Wow. which is ironic if you know him, but I do believe he'll be able to read the symbols. I don't need an alchemist to untangle their meaning. Godspeed, my friend. Why does an alchemist help with ciphers? Are they like magic runes or something? Time may be a factor, Komoi. I wouldn't dally long before taking the enciphered map to Badarin. No, wait, hang on. I guess alchemists do that one thing, don't they? I always thought it was like a magic thing that they do with this, like I assumed. But they... How does it work? I've never actually done it. Something with this, I think. Recipes... I don't know. Well, the alchemists are used for something involving those orchestrion rolls, the tattered ones. They restore the tattered orchestrion rolls and make them good ones so you can actually get music from. Or at least they used to do that. I guess it's still in the game, but they don't really do the whole tattered orchestrion roll thing anymore with recent content. And I always thought that was maybe some kind of magical alchemical thing they do. But maybe it's not so much magical as it is just like similar work with the ciphers or whatever, just some kind of mathy technical work or something like that. Like restoring documents that are aged or something like that. I guess that's more like a real life thing, rather than magical alchemy or whatever. I guess that might be tangentially related to this cipher thing. It feels like we're doing more inspector work than we are doing alchemist work. Or maybe we'll find some magical stuff going on as soon as we talk to Badarin. This is level 53, by the way. That was like a huge jump in levels, and if it continues like that, then we'd get to level 56 and 59, then 60, I assume. And just be done with this in like four quests. Might go by a lot faster than I think. We're kind of wearing this already, sort of. Not really? Is this like the same as the Hildebrand outfit? It is, but I guess Hildebrand has like this special color to it. Well, I guess we don't need this. Greetings to you, lass. You've got a dark look to you, but a pint of the wench's finest will cure that. Or is there something else you want? Strange glyphs and seemingly random markings clutter what appears to be a map of Silvertear Falls and the outlying areas. Doesn't seem to mention anything magical. Glyphs doesn't entirely just encompass like magical glyphs, it just means like, it could just be normal glyphs, I guess. There's crooks using a cipher, and you think alchemy's involved? Well, alchemists have always kept their secrets. Their secret with code and such. Okay, I guess that's the thing? But I'm certain this ain't one, just a bleeding load of gibberish. Now I'd go for the double bluff myself. Pen the real message in invisible ink or something, and write a fake cipher on top. That way you fool them, what don't know the code, and throw them what do off your track. Just me humble opinion, course. And I can't tell you what it does say. Mind you pass every word of it on to whoever sent you, eh? I've been thinking on your ciphered map, lass. Whoever came up with the idea using invisible ink's right clever. Watch yourself, eh? At least invisible ink is alchemy stuff. Apparently in this world, alchemists have a history of using ciphers or something. Or is that like a normal thing for alchemists in any media, that they use ciphers? Or even alchemists in history, like that old art that never went anywhere. That all of our fictional alchemy is based on, I guess. Have you learned the map secret yet, Komoi? Did Badarin have any insight into the cipher? A fake to distract us from the real message in invisible ink, eh? Genius. Well, rest assured we haven't been idle either, Shinene. I had a piece of the map analyzed. The paper is unremarkable, but I'm told the symbols were written in enchanted ink. Komoi, what is that? Have we worked with this before? Is there like a correct answer and a wrong answer? Or it could just be that they're both right. A superior ethereal conductor, I guess. Ah, so the mithrite increases ethereal conductivity, and I assume Arcanima relies upon this ink to channel magics, yes? In theory, these symbols are in arcane geometry, so if I channel magic into the map, then something ought to happen. Nothing. I felt the magic flowing, but it just stopped, like it hit a wall. Around the crime scene, if I had to pinpoint it. I've got it. Let's stop it is the criminal's target. The map gives directions where to go when the magic is channeled into it. Brilliant. And if they rely on these maps for directions, we could bring them directly to us with a fake map, right? Perhaps we could. I found a fragment of a similar map near the road, a while ago. If that is where the criminals drop off their orders, then we know where to leave the forgeries. If our fakes pass muster, we could send them anywhere, even to a jail if we wanted. Wow. What a fun side quest. It's only like the first part of the side quest, but it's already pretty interesting. We haven't even done any crafting yet. Shanene, you're good with a pen, so we'll entrust the maps to you. Komoi, could you concoct enchanted mithrite ink with 3 bottles of your finest? We'll see if we can't catch the bastards. Okay. High quality enchanted mithrite ink. How do we craft it? Gonna need some mithrite sand and deep ear tears. Where can we get this? Doesn't seem to be crafted, at least not from anything that we can craft. Right there, and then, so can we gather it? Over in the Twin Pools. It's kind of a far distance, but we can do that. And Deep Eyes. I guess Deep Eyes are also in this area, aren't they? I guess we'll have to like ditch the outfit for now. I was going to go over to the market board and see if we can just buy this stuff, but it seems like this is pretty easy to make. Just 2 tiers and these other things. Luckily I know where Deep Eyes are. These are taking more hits than I would have thought. Okay, that's more like it. Just had to craft, or just had to cast the right spell. I guess the Fire 4 or Fire 3, whatever this spell is, does a lot more when you're on 3 levels of Astral Fire. And I guess I'm only using level 60 here, so that's another reason. Are they dropping the tiers, by the way? I didn't see any drop. I'm pretty sure these are the ones that should drop them. I mean, they're the Deep Eyes. It'd be pretty misleading if they didn't drop them. I thought this was going to be fast. I'm still hoping it's going to be fast. Don't think they've dropped a single one yet. What are these? When did I get these? This is gonna take forever if I keep on doing this, so maybe I will actually just buy the stuff. They gotta drop them, right? It's not that they They just haven't been dropping them, or maybe I'm just being unlucky or something, I don't know. It's not like I've been out here that long, but I've killed quite a few of them. Okay, well there's one. It must just be bad luck. I'm sure the next one is going to drop it by law of averages. Well, this one for sure. Then this one. Maybe you really do just have to kill like a dozen of them to get one tier. How brutal. I guess this is what the people that sell the things on the market board have to do. No wonder they sell at such exorbitant prices. I was going to say that, but it seems like they actually drop sometimes a lot more than just one, so... Wait, hang on. No, wait, we need 2 per craft, so we still need 2 more. Thought I just needed 2, but... Well, it's a good thing they can drop 3 sometimes. Get off? Why isn't this getting off? Why is my macro isn't working? Oh no. Damn it, what is this? I know what this is. I'm like disconnected or something. This happens sometimes. It's gonna give me the error message any second now, and we're gonna have to pause the episode. I can't believe this. There's always a chance that I'll just like reconnect to the server without disconnecting from the game, but don't like my chances right now. None of the enemies are moving and I can't dismount. I don't need this right now. I'm just trying to get through these side quests so I can get on to Stormblood. We're dying out here. Not much I can do other than wait. Okay, well, we got off the mount, so I guess we're fine now. I can't believe this. Hopefully that's the only time we have that problem. It happens very rarely, but it does happen sometimes. Okay, good. I guess I can't really complain about the farming for these items if well, as long as I stay connected to the game. And the other thing we needed was somewhere over here. This is a good thing about having the gathering class. You can just get these things without relying on a market board or whatever. Oh right, that. Somewhere in this area. Guess I should actually become a miner. So how much metroid sand? 4 per craft, so 12. Oh. Oh no. At least this should be easy. And that should be enough. Just in case I miscalculated somehow, let's do the crafting real quick, and if I'm missing anything, then I can just farm the rest. I don't have to do all this extra step stuff. I can just like do it, can't I? I'm using like level 90 gear, so none of this is gonna matter. And we had enough. I did the simple math correctly. Good. And let's actually set our... I think I had yeah, one of my favored locations was Zenith, since we were doing the Mughal Society quest there. I think we'll keep Limsa, we'll keep the Gold Saucer. Foundation, I guess we're still sort of going there. And we can replace that with Hingashi or the place in Stormblood in Garabani or wherever that Aetherite is. But we don't need Zenith anymore. This might take the entire hour if I actually go gathering these things on my own. I will consider using the market board for the next ones. I know I asked for enchanted mithrite ink, but I've since been informed it's a tricky recipe. Are you up for the task? The tricky part was finding the ingredients. I see why Severian thinks so highly of you. We'll be able to lure our criminals out into the open with this ink, and a little luck. Now, Shanene and I have chosen St. Cornac's Find. It'll be damn difficult to miss our suspect there. Come with us, Komoy. It's safer to have an alchemist on hand than not. This is a good ruse, but I wonder if it will actually draw our criminals to St. Cornac's Find. One way to find out. There's also the possibility that some of our crafting recipes will require other crafting classes to prepare the ingredients, like as an intermediary middleman step or whatever you might call it. Like we might have to use, I don't know, something that we don't have to craft some kind of special water or something, like a culinarian, to craft water that we would use for our alchemy recipe or something like that. That does have a chance of happening. Well, this is the rat caught in our trap, but he's a bit off. Behold our culprit. Captured not 5 minutes past, with the false map on his person. But it's strange. He's not said a living word, not even in his own defense. A living word? Never really heard that phrase before. Come on, lad, speak up. Can't you hear me? Near east, would that be Davner? Just overlook, he's in a stupor. Struck dumb by something, or silenced somehow. Silencing? Like the magical kind of silencing? The one that prevents you from using spells annoyingly for however long the debuff lasts? Wiltwig, are you suggesting we've got it wrong? That this boy is in fact a victim, robbed of his mind by a spell or a potion or something? That is my suspicion, yes. Though it's purely conjecture without his identity. Just by looking at him, I'd say he's from the Near East. As in the birthplace of alchemy? Okay, yeah, that is Savner. That can't be a coincidence. Now, hello, who's that fellow? Hey you, excuse me. Damn, he's getting away, at breakneck speeds. How rude. Judging by his garb, he was Near Eastern as well. But why ignore us? Yet another mystery, but at least we've got a lead. This lad is at the center of this, be he culprit or victim. The Adventurers Guild can keep him in protective custody. Whatever put him in this state is dangerous, and those who wield this power doubly so. I've little doubt we'll need your expertise again soon, Komoy. Next one is level 55, okay. So it's not increments of 3, but it's still going to be the same amount of quests that I thought it would be. Total of like 4, excluding the one that we took to get the quest line in the first place. I guess it was like a 52.5 quest that was rounded up to 53, then a 55, then probably 57 or 58, probably 58, and then 60. And we can expect the same for the other classes. Oh, Komor, I've got 2 pieces of news for you. First, the Near Eastern Youth has yet to recover. Well, of course he hasn't, it's only been 5 minutes. Not even. In his current state, interrogating him is out of the question. He could be one of the criminals, or he could number among the abducted. We've got no idea, though none of our abducted people match his description. In any case, we believe the criminals forced some potion down his throat to erase his memories. The man is now a blank slate. Damn, he's not just silenced, he's memory wiped. Secondly, one of the artifacts stolen from St. Cornac's find has resurfaced at Rowena's shop, of all places. Shanene has already gone to investigate. Would you join her? Thank you. Fencing goods at a local shop has not been our suspect's modus operandi thus far. It seems awfully careless, to be quite frank. Why would the criminals sell their stolen loot to Rowena? Her shop is practically on top of the crime scene. It's interesting that the job of consulting inspector exists beyond the Hildebrand questline. I mean, we know that Hildebrand is one, but... And also, Briardian is like the actual real version of the consulting inspector. But he's also part of the Hildebrand questline, so it feels weird that there's an actual investigator outside of that set of quests. Weird but normal, I guess. You're caught up? Good. The item in question is Allegan, though I can't say I've gotten to examine the evidence properly yet. Ahem. Of course I'll help you with your investigation. I've got a duty too, seeing as it was me who sold the stolen goods. But the fact remains that it cost me dear, and I'm not in the practice of losing money. Ain't asking for gil, mind, but what do you say to a little quid pro quo? No, don't give me that. I just want intelligence to solve it. Even 3 bottles of your finest won't take long. If what I've heard of you is true. That's my price. Take it or leave it. Okay. More deep eye tears? Really? Let's just see if we can buy this thing. We already did an example of how we can do all of the crafting and gathering stuff on our own. Like I had the fat chocobo. Hater taunt. I guess she's either... I couldn't quite tell. The fat chocobo is a mount, like there's 2 versions of the mount. One of them you get from getting the collector's edition of like the very first version of the game, which I'm not sure if that's still on sale. It might be like a true collector's item. The other version of the fat chocobo would be from getting 3,000 commendations, which is pretty hard. We need to go to... I guess this would be the closest. We're also in Rathlesia right now, which is Dynamis, and that means we can only get the market board from other Dynamis people. Which actually could be a problem, because the prices could be exorbitant. Didn't actually take that into account when I started doing this. I might want to do a world transfer if this is too pricey. Dissolvent. People are usually selling these things that are used to advance the quests. But at exorbitant prices, and not even the amount that we need or the quality. Okay, so hang on. Before I resort to world transfer, 12 deep eye tears. I guess this is a mining thing. We could mine both of these, I guess. What about the deep eye tiers? Are 12 of those cheap? Not really. Not really cheap at all. It's kind of annoying, actually. Okay, so, I guess I'm going to pause the episode here and do a quick world transfer. Yeah. Real quick. And we're back in. I'm over in the Dynamist Center now. Or not Dynamist, the Primal Data Center in Behemoth. I made the mistake of buying some deep eye tiers thinking I could gather the rest of the stuff. But it turns out the things that I need to gather for this are, well, one, Malcolm isn't actually something we gather as either of these classes. We have to do it by fishing, of all things. I guess it's not exactly a stone. And even though this thing can be gathered, it's actually something we have to do through, well, it's probably timed, I guess, if this is a mystery gathering point. Probably one of those things, considering it's a level 50 start thing. So I just bought the grade 1 intelligence dissolvents, the 3 high quality ones. Cost me a little bit more than I would have liked, but I guess it's still cheaper over here in Primal. This might drain the rest of my gil in my pocket right now. I could always sell all of these sacks of silver and tin and whatever else I'm holding on to. Have you finished brewing or concocting or whatever you do to make intelligence dissolvent? You buy it. You buy it from the market board. That's how you make it. You've got my thanks. Here, the stolen elegant crozier. Bought it for nothing, awesome lad. I may have come out a fair bit richer for our dealings, so I'll describe him for you. You dealt with him yourself. Tell me everything you remember. This is like a competent version of Hildebrand and Noshu. It's weird. It's weird and I don't like it. The seller, he's a burglar I've heard of. Infamous in his own way around here. But he's no master criminal. He hasn't got the wit to practice alchemy. Could be a case of one thief stealing from another. See what... give me a moment. Can I help you, friend? Might you be Rowena? My dear, I understand you've acquired a crozier of elegant design. As a collector of such antiquities, I'd hope to make you an offer. I'm afraid you're too late. It just walked out the door was a happy customer. What a pity. I had the perfect place for it. Well, thank you anyway. Thanks for covering for us, I guess. Him again. I'm going after him, Komoy. Tell Wiltwig. Shouldn't you tell Wiltwig about what just happened? Not that I'm about to turn you away if you got business, of course. Note just won the dialogue. What? She's pursuing that suspicious character on her own? Hello? Shanene, are you? You lost him. Slow down. Why can't you see? No, leave him for the moment. Just come back. He threw some potion that clouded her vision. Not the actions of an innocent man, I think. But there's nothing to gain by searching for him. We know he wants the crozier. Let us ascertain why and how it ended up at Rowena's shop. You have it now, yes? Keep it for the moment. I'm curious as to what value it has to an alchemist. Could you have Severian take a look at it? Okay, we're involving Severian. If Severian has never encountered something like a Crozier, I'll be amazed. He's damnably well versed in the arcane. What is a Crozier? We go there all the time, the Jeweled Crozier in Inishgard, but I don't know what a Crozier is. Will this tell me? Though labeled a Crozier by the sons of St. Cornaco and Ursa Relic, it is unlikely this crooked staff was used for religious purposes. Okay, then by context clues, even though it's not a Crozier, I guess that means a Crozier is some kind of staff used for religious purposes, or something. As it is well documented that most late Third Astral Era Alligans abandoned the theological in order to pursue the technological. It rains in this one part. I guess it's open to the sky. Is the sound turned off? I think the sound's normal. I feel like I normally hear more sound than that, I don't know. What the? Komoy, confound it all. I sent you to Wiltweek so that I could avoid his blasted investigation. Complaining won't make you go away any faster. What is it? What is it? Oh my. This is valuable to a particular breed of alchemist. Specifically the crystal at its core. The nexus of its magics. Yes, this is what we're here to learn. Like the crystal inside a staff or something, that's what we're gonna craft. Pretend craft. Legend has it that Alex technologists could create men from it. Grow living, breathing, thinking people. For many, no law nor life is too sacred to profane for this power. One of your suspects is chasing this chimera, and is therefore like to be an alchemist trying Alex's secrets from the past. Consequences be damned. Mind you, understanding life's mysteries is the goal of alchemy. But turning to crime, kidnapping people in the night, well, if it were me, I would pursue my studies less clumsily. So he's saying he would do it, but he'd do it less clumsily. That's why we love you. As I said, it would seem that one of the people you pursue is an alchemist with dangerous designs, seeking an elegant miss about growing people. Perhaps we could avoid these disturbances, if you kept a record of what I say, Okay, that's the flavor I wanted. Not just a repeat, but some extra spice to it, I guess. I guess it's technically not raising people from the dead this time. It's a bit different. We're creating life, but not, like, restoring it. I guess it's all tangentially related to necromancy, though. It's heartening to see you, Komoy. We did find something in your absence, but not something nice. Komoy, you look as if you found something. Thank you. I'm anxious to learn what Severian had to say. But there's something you need to hear first. I caught the burglar. He found a Crozier by accident, in a cavern near the lake. He thought it was some grave robber's forgotten stash. In fact, he found our culprit's hideout. We rushed to capture them, but... The scene would not have been amiss in the hells. Blood splashed from floor to roof. Blades for severing and slicing, and all jagged from use. Wow, it's like we're dealing with some kind of master criminal or murderer or something like that, and we just found their spooky hideout. Worst was the table, the restraints tested by victims struggling to escape. I fear none did, and our abducted victims are dead. Okay, I guess it's exactly a master murderer or something. No cut purse or thief did this, but why? Why would anyone experiment on living men? Did Severian say anything to shed light on this, Komoy? Oh no. Yeah. What an interesting questline. Create life? 12 save me. That is indeed a power men would kill for. This gives us a profile. One of our criminals is an alchemist. willing to do anything to further his research. Mordona offers all he needs. Elegant ruins, anonymity, and a steady stream of victims. This means he's still lurking about. We must capture this mad alchemist, lest we go on to find yet more blood on a different cave wall. Oh wow, in order to complete this quest, you must have learned the advanced recipes contained within Master Alchemist 3. I don't recall if I've ever... Well, I must have done something similar for my crafting classes on my main character, because they probably do the same kind of thing for the up to level 60 crafting classes on... Well, I guess on my main character I had Culinarian and Weaver and Goldsmith. I just don't remember having to do this, but I must have done it. Ah, Komor. Good. I'm just waiting on Shinene. You see, once we learned our culprit's goal, combing through the facts. Or combining the facts? Whatever. Shinene? You found who? No, keep them all there. I'll come to you. She found one of our missing people, down the road from Camp Revenant's Toll. Are you coming? Are you? You're just kinda standing there. Come on, Komor, to the fog fence. I guess I'll catch up. I kinda like that we're using Revenant's Toll in this way. Not all of the level 60 quests or the leveling up to level 60 quests have to use the new Heavensward area. Some of them can use old areas like this. See bloody reason, ass. I'm a victim here, not a criminal. You knave. Nice classes, though. Oh, he's like here in two places at once. He's over there and he's over here too. They like duplicated his NPC instance, I guess. Funny. A carriage, a corpse, 2 casts, and 2 culprits. Not quite what I was expecting. It's weird because you fly over and... Well, normally they just make the character, the NPC, walk away and then fade into nothingness and then you find them in the new area. But he didn't do that this time, so it just feels like he's standing in 2 places at once. What a bloody mess. I'll start at the beginning. I came to investigate a report of a suspicious carriage, and found this fellow. I'll be hanged if he's not one of our criminals. Don't say that. Don't want to see you hanged. It's never like the person you most suspect. But he denies everything, particularly that he knew 2 hearers who were... particularly that he knew 2 hearers were in his carriage. Both were stuffed into barrels, and one was dead. How morbid. The corpse will likely yield more than the live one, who's silent as a grave. He's been robbed of his ability to speak, same as the Near Eastern youths. And that's not the strangest thing. Look, the living man and the dead are alike as peas in a pod. They both match descriptions of one missing person. Are they twins? Cousins? The facts are ours. What we want for now is a story to make sense of them. And unfortunately, Shinene and I are both at our wits' end. It doubtless goes without saying, but your help in tracking down clues would be appreciated. We have one lead, a personal log, found on the dead man. He wrote about a younger sister working in Tailfeather. Gilmore, could you speak with her? She should know of her brother's death, and I'd like to know if he did have a twin. I cannot for the life of me see how we're going to make sense of this. Alright, that guy's the same. And just to check the flavor text here. Could they have created like a homunculus in that short of a time, like grown someone as old as that guy to be his twin in both age and appearance and all that? I'm pretty sure they didn't actually create homunculi though, like not yet. Because that'd be huge, right? It must be difficult to learn of your brother's death from a stranger. But then again, it's possible they were not on good terms. She did move all the way to Tailfeather after all. Alright, so I guess this quest is taking us over to the Heavensward areas. Are you talking to me? What's this about then? A mundane account of daily occurrences in the life of a man now believed dead. Or is he? Dead, is he? This is his song. But I don't know who done for him. All I can say is he got what was coming. I cut all ties with him years back. Just as our investigator surmised. I guess that's why he's like a real investigator. No, he didn't have no other siblings. I've got no idea who it was you found with him, but the realm don't need more than one of the bastard. Keep the sodden journal. I'd only burn it. Well, I guess she doesn't care if the guy's actually alive and only the homunculus is dead. Or maybe the homunculus is alive and the real guy's dead? Hopefully it's not like a real homunculus though. It could just be that the dead one was never alive in the first place, and that's just what a homunculus looks like when it's not actually given proper life. Whoa, moving those barrels was hard work. We only just got back now. She didn't want the journal. Well, all the more evidence for us, I suppose. May I have it back? Confound it. Who did we find was the dead man if not his twin? We'll just have to press the Lawlefellin fellow all the harder. The witness saw him loading the body-laden barrels into the carriage. The culprit denies this on the basis that he doesn't have the strengths. Which is a proper alibi in all fairness. I couldn't lift the barrels when they were empty. That said, if there were some alchemy involved, it's not impossible. Are there potions to imbue someone with ungodly strengths? Yes, Severian mentioned something like that to me once. Gomor, might you brew a draconian potion of strengths? If we give it to Shenene, we can have her try to lift the barrels the men were in. That will determine whether our culprit's story holds water. Alright, we do have that though, don't we? I'm pretty sure I bought that with the scripts. Good thing I did that. Not that we want to craft it, we can just buy this, right? I'm sure. We don't want to go through all of this. Can we even gather that? Is that like a crafting thing? Well, if it is crafted, we can't craft it ourselves. And this we could probably gather. That's like botany stuff, yeah. This also botany. Right. This we get from killing dragons, I guess, or something. And this one, I think it was the same one from, yeah, that level. Well, actually, no, this isn't. It's a question mark thing, but it's not the same rock salt that we saw last time. So it's just another thing that's hidden behind like a time-gated thing, I guess. Well, we're not gonna wait. If we have the money, we can buy things. I hope. I hope we have the money. We only need the one, and it has to be high quality. Whoever's selling it on the market board would know. No people are buying it for the quest, I guess. Draconian strengths. Draconian potion of strengths. Okay, good. They're really cheap for some reason. This is way cheaper than the previous step somehow. Thank you, Ileron. Leiron. I guess that's Ileron. And one to spare. One for us. Not that we need it. I must say, using a draconian potion of strength to recreate what happened is exciting, isn't it? We'll start the experiment just as soon as you've made the Draconian Potion of Strengths. Here you go. We made it. We could have made it, if we wanted to. We just didn't want to. Oh god, we're turning into Severian. Now the question is whether a Lalafell can, under the influence of a Draconian Potion of Strengths, lift a barrel with a Hur inside. It wouldn't do to stuff the men back into the barrels, so we'll use water to approximate their weight. Now Shenene, whenever you're ready. We don't get to see her carry it. I guess this was before they had the animation for like the whole carrying thing. Huh, I did it. I lifted them. This is amazing stuff, Komoi. Can I have some more? You, sir, are a damned liar. The eyewitness saw you moving the barrels, and we've shown you were more than capable of doing it with the right potion. It's true, I did it. Some old alchemist paid me to do his dirty work, and dump the body, but that's all, I swear. The man, he's insane, and he don't like loose ends. He'll sew me mouth shut to keep me quiet, then stab me with the needle. I'll spill all I know. Just please protect me. Only if you talk. From the beginning. Why were there two identical men at the crime scene? That's how he made them, see. With elegant magics. He's snatching folk from their homes, because he needs them to practice. Clones, I think he called them. Or called the copies. Aye, clones. Okay, right. We know Algans do cloning, I guess that's already the same thing as homunculi. I just never really thought of it as... Well, the terminology is different, but yeah. So it's not like an entirely new lore that we're doing here. It's rebranding the existing lore. That makes sense. That's it, I swear. Now you'll keep your word? The bit about stabbing me with a needle wasn't no jest. He got no compunction with killing. Please, please, please. Clones? What in the seven hells? Oh, yes, consider yourself protected. Shenene. Yeah, it makes sense why we're doing this in Revenant's Toll now. We did some of that cloning stuff, well, with the whole Crystal Tower raid. I can scarcely believe my ears, Komoi, but if even half of what the scoundrel told us is true, then there is a catastrophe in the brewing. We must put a stop to this. And the final quest. We questioned our culprit further, Komoi. He told us everything, once safely ensconced in his cell. We had believed our suspects were a crew of criminals. However, they are merely hired help, cheap and disposable, all but one, a single aging alchemist. This is our true mastermind. Okay. I guess it is sometimes the person you most suspect. Woud is his name. Woud, okay. He is feared in Thavnir, his homeland, for a complete lack of scruples and pursuing experiments no man should. I've also inquired into these clones. The Sons of St. Koinak know something of the technology. Shenene has gone to their camp to learn more. Would you join her there? I'm anxious to learn what Shenene discovered in St. Koinak's find. Okay. If I didn't have to wander around looking for the deep eye tiers or do the crafting myself or whatever, or swap worlds, then I think this would have neatly taken up the entire hour without going over on time. So probably for the Carpenter quest, I can just do all of that in the next episode buying them rather than messing around trying to do it myself, like all of the gathering or whatever. Rambrose has told me all about your escapades in the Crystal Tower, Komoi. Why didn't you say you'd met honest-to-God's clones? Well, I kind of forgot. I forgot that they were the same thing as homunculi, sort of. Well, according to him, clones are empty vessels for the most part, soulless and unthinking. So what if Woud transferred his own spirit into a clone, again and again? Eternal life could be his. Okay. It's not exactly necromancy, but it's basically necromancy. It always comes back to this. That's his motive. It explains everything. He stole the relics to dissect Alec's technology, and he stole the people from their beds to test it. The mute here we found is one such copy. His original must not have survived the process that created the clone, hence the body in the barrel. Damn. So the mute ones are the actual clone homunculi. That's too bad. I'll bet the Near Eastern youth is a copy as well. Of whom, though? We can sort that out later. I believe Wild has a new hideout to the southeast of Revenant's Toll. Join me there, and we'll put a stop to this, once and for all. How exciting. If only I had better lighting for this exciting scene. This is his hideout? I guess I can't change up the environment too much. Ah, we've trapped the bastard. What, in here? Oh, his hideout is like a hatch in the ground? No, wait, that's not a hatch, it's just part of this thing. Where's he trapped? Ready. In we go. Oh wait, is it actually a hatch? They didn't create this for just the quest, did they? No, that hatch is like always there, it's like part of the world geometry. But I guess you don't go inside, so they can use it for whatever they want. We got him. Huh, the case is closed. But is it, my dear? Is it really? It's never the person you most suspect. I mean, technically, I guess. This is too convenient for my taste. He'd known we were chasing him since St. Cornac's find. He'll swing for his crimes, most like. Why come quietly? He must have a card he's not yet played. I'll interrogate him and find out what. Come, let us return to our usual spot. An exciting twist right at the very end. Well, Woud is now insisting he is not Woud. With that I could just beat the truth out of him, but I've gone to prove his guilt, or he wants free. Or I've got to prove his guilt. The question is how. We have the means to prove a master alchemist was behind this, but on that basis alone, I could implicate Jazan, Severian, or you. Please don't. Not just, of course. No, to convict him we must prove Woud is Woud, and you're equal as an alchemist. Could you look into that, with your guildmaster's aid? Woud had this copy of noble gold on him. Severian will want to examine it, I suspect. I just hope it proves to be the evidence we need. Who was that he mentioned? Jalzon? Where have I heard that name before? Jalzon. Famous alchemist Jalzon. That's either a historical figure or someone like contemporary, I guess. Which doesn't narrow it down a whole lot, obviously, but I just don't know if that's someone we dealt with, like, in real time or just heard about through history or something. Jalzon. The mastermind is an alchemist called Woud. The name sounds familiar, and now you need a means to prove his guilt. That seems an awfully mundane use of my skills. But it might be the perfect opportunity to test my latest creation. He had a copy of noble gold on him, yes? Very few have the skill to craft such a tome. Woud himself may have fashioned this one. Prove he did, and you demonstrate that he is a master alchemist. Or whenever you craft something, it leaves your name on it, like in the UI, I guess. Now each alchemist ether has a unique color. When drawing geometries with enchanted ink, this hue is passed to the pages of a grimoire. There has never been a way to detect the shade of this ethereal signature. Until now, that is. Is that supposed to be what our names are whenever we craft an item and there's like this is who crafted it on the UI? Is it supposed to be in-world in ethereal signature or something? Probably not, but I guess they could say that is that if they wanted to. I have a powder that renders this color visible to the naked eye. If my ether is purple, then sprinkling a dust over a grimoire I made will reveal the same shade of purple. I hope there's like a lot of shades. Enough to like distinguish on the same level as distinguishing between fingerprints or something. I call it spectroleum, and I dare say this invention of mine will be sufficient to prove who crafted that copy of noble gold. Here's an ounce. Take it to Wiltwake. Spectroleum, yet another wonder sprung from my genius. I dare say Wiltwake will agree. There's only 4 quests, but I guess they're pretty decent. They're pretty meaty in lengths. A powder that reveals the color of ether. Oh, Severian is something else. No matter its quirks. May I have a look? Alchemist Guildmaster Severian claims this mixture of finely ground minerals and chitin can, when applied to a substance, discern the color of the ether contained within. Marvelous, but we'll need more than the dust. We must have a copy of noble gold, crafted by another's hand, to show the color of Wild's version is unique. No doubt you see where I'm going with this. For the sake of the trial, could you create a copy of the grimoire? We could, but we can just buy one. Oh wait, haha, that'd be awkward. If we went to trial and they sprinkled the dust on the grimoire and sprinkled it on us and found they were different colors, and it'd be like, wait, why are they different colors? Because we bought it. Because we cheated. But we're an alchemist. We can pretend that we forged it. We forged we put some kind of layer of some kind of, I don't know, some sauce, some alchemical sauce on top of the thing we bought. Rather than actually crafting it without alchemical prowess, we created some kind of forgery powder or something to make it look like we crafted it. We'll call it the anti-spectroleum or something, our own invention. Noble gold. What's this actually used for? Other than this quest. You're kidding. 155? I can't afford that. This person knows what they're doing, though. There's someone in the world that will actually pay this much, just to get through the final quest. Okay, hang on. So what do I need for this thing? Should be number 3, right? Or Regis Nugget. Damn, that's probably something you have to refine as a blacksmith or maybe some other class, I don't know. Same thing with this one. Well, you don't gather nuggets or ingots or whatever. What about this? Okay, can't gather that. Okay, Big problem. Orm Regis ink. That's something we can craft, but it requires junk. Which would actually be a pain in the ass to gather. Do I want to do this in this episode? I kind of do. We're about to cap off the episode, but I can't spend another hour, or probably even more than an hour, just gathering all of this stuff. What to do? I guess what I can try is... Well, first let's see this. Enchanted or Regis Ink. Probably Regis is the best way to search for this. Now at a few hits. We just need the enchanted one. Alright, we don't need like anything special here. I may not have wanted to actually spend money on that because if I can't gather the rest of this stuff, then that's just wasted money. I would actually orm me just nuggets from the same thing. Was that there? Well, it's not alchemy work, but we're gonna have to do some work here. Going through the market board. Okay, that's not too bad. We don't need the high quality one. Hard silver ingots, those are easy to come by. And actually, maybe these are all easy to come by. Why was that one being sold for so much if they're all easy to come by? I guess some of these might be like from gathering spots that are hard to come by, so maybe that's why. What was that, a Morian? Morm something. Okay, that one's not so much. Two ingots and one chrysolite. The ingot should be easy, those are pretty normal, I think. It all comes down to this. Damn. Okay, well I already bought the other things. What was it again? Hard silver? Let's just make sure. Yep, 2 hard silver ingots. That should be good enough, and... hard silver ingots. Just 2 of them. Now we just need that chryso whatever. Did I already check where we can get this? It's a jewel, so... maybe we can gather it? Doesn't look like it. It would show up if we could. It's not something we can craft as a alchemist or whatever. Damn, I don't have my phone on me. Guess I'll have to stand up and go to my desktop real quick. Okay, there's a good reason it's not being sold on the market board. It's because it's being sold just by a random guy over here. Don't even have to like gather it. Should be in the Steppes of Dol, so probably over in... Is it just over here in the Sapphire Avenue Exchange? It's actually over here, I guess, the same. Whenever you look up an item in Final Fantasy XIV and it's being sold by an NPC, the wikis usually have a coordinate for the NPC that's selling it. And they usually have the coordinates also for where the NPCs are in any given quest, I guess. One of the nice things about the wiki. Okay, it's just being sold by a jeweler. No, wait, not that. There it is, the chrysolite. Someone evil might even try to sell the chrysolite for like more than that amount on the market board. I guess that's technically what the person selling the 150,000 gil version was doing. They were being evil and upcharging for all of this crap, which seems relatively easy to come by based on the prices we bought them for on the market board. Craft. Craft. One more. Okay, we did some crafting in the very end. I guess we don't need to invent the what did I call it? The what did Severian call it? Spectrolium. We don't need to invent the anti-spectrolium after all. But we could, if we wanted to. We just don't want to. Preparations for the trial are underway, Komori. The Adventurers Guild has sent impartial judges to review the facts. It's not only like a CSI thing, it's also a courtroom drama as well. Incredible. The evidence has been organized, and guards are standing ready to take Wild from his cell to the 7-7. All we need to begin is your copy of Noble Gold. Oh, I guess it's an Alchemist grimoire. I didn't even know what we were crafting, but I guess that makes sense. Oh, I bought more than I needed? Didn't realize. The court recognizes Master Wiltwig. I guess in absence of a courtroom, we're using this bar, which is fine. It's kind of funny it's happening right in front of our base of operations though, the Rising Stones. It's like the Scions could peek their eyes out of the door and get this courtroom drama. In conclusion, Wild kidnapped honest people and experimented on them. And why? To prolong his own life. Proof of this lies with these clones, soulless puppets he created. The man is guilty, beyond all doubt. Damning evidence, Master Wiltwig, but only if the accused is Wild and an alchemist. He currently denies both. Sir, we can prove that he's lying. This grimoire was found on Wild, and the master of the Alchemist Guild has stated that only the most skilled of alchemists could create such a tome. Ah, I see. By showing that Wild crafted this grimoire, you also demonstrate that he is a master of alchemy, yes? Precisely. The creator's ethereal signature is mirrored in the ink used to draw arcane geometries. This hue is unique to each alchemist. We've obtained a powder from the Alchemist Guild that will allow us to see this color. May we have your permission to use it? By all means, proceed. This is Komori, a leading and recognized alchemist. She has consulted throughout this case. Excuse me. Consulting Alchemist? What a fun title. There, as you can see, the color of her aether is blue. Is that canon? Is that like, does the color of your aether come up in any other part of the game? I can't really imagine, but I guess the Warrior of Light's aether is blue. Now allow me to demonstrate on the grimoire that Komori made. The self-same blue, so you can identify a grimoire's maker. Next, I'll perform the same experiment on Wild. Crimson. Now what of the grimoire you found on him? Crimson. That clinches it. You, sir, are wowed. What say you in your defense? Never the person you most suspect. Not technically. He's been silent as a grave all this time, as if the spirit's gone right out of him. Can't be a courtroom drama without a twist. That's the real Woud. After him. What? Woud's soul is inside that clone. We didn't exactly up and say objection like I was hoping, but that's fine. Well, Komoy, we're sitting pretty thanks to you. Har har. Well, he only went and did it. He pulled it off. Yet another rule of life broken before our very eyes. First with Severian and now this whole thing. Oh crap. We're getting this again. I'm like disconnected from the server. Okay. It was only lagging a little bit this time, I guess. Whew, that was too exciting for my blood. But at least the case is over. But he did it. He created eternal life. Sort of, didn't he? The Near Eastern use was Woud's clone. Who would have thought? How could we have missed that? He meant to gain eternal life by transferring his soul to a new vessel. The younger the body, the longer he could use it. Very true. I have a suspicion that Woud allowed us to apprehend his copy. A guaranteed escape route, if ever he were captured. God damn it. Okay, well, I guess I'm pausing the episode right at the very end. Alright, so it turns out there's some kind of weird server issue, causing a lot of players to have trouble connecting, at least it seems like it. When I tried to log back in, there was actually 300 people in queue, so I returned to my home world, and it seemed like there were less people still trying to get into the game, but still over 100, way more than I usually see, especially at a non-peak hour like this. Hopefully, I can finish this quest before we encounter any more difficulties. What a pain right at the very end. Let's see, where were we? Right here. Rest assured, he will pay for his crimes. He meant to live on borrowed time, and we will make him suffer for all of it. But justice was served. We couldn't have done it without you, Komoy. I hope we meet again. Though I'd be pleased to give another grisly murder a miss. Yes, everyone laughed, but he invented eternal life through this weird art of homunculi. As long as the art is, fine, then... I mean, it was built on the bodies of a bunch of dead people, but as long as you can create homunculi without killing more people, then could it actually be used, humanely? I don't know. But the thrill of solving it was something, eh? Let's hope we meet next under happier circumstances. Until then, Komoy. Alright. And the next one would be for not Heavensward, Stormblood. Anything else to say? Did I ever tell you how I met Severian, Komoy? It began years back in Ul'dah, when I took a simple request from the Alchemist Guild as a greenhorn. The guildmaster only needed a few ingredients, but you know how these things get away from you. A bard could easily have written a song about what I did for the bloody things. To this day, I'm not sure why I didn't just give up. Pride, I suppose. In any case, I gave the ingredients to Severian, and I got a word of thanks. 1. So when I asked him for help with this wild business, I expected little more than a terse letter, but he sent you in his place. which leads me to wonder if he did feel indebted to me. More lore about Severian, I guess. I'm still hung up on that whole homunculus thing. Maybe it was implying that to create a homunculus you need to kill some people to like get the body parts. I'm not sure if they were just implying that he did that for the research, and now that the research is done, you can just create a homunculus with the knowledge. I don't know. But it weighs heavy on my mind, as it does on Comore's, I'm sure, given the recent deaths that she's dealing with. It always comes back to necromancy, doesn't it? We'll let her ponder on that one, and in the meantime, it'd be a good chance to take a break.